actually just bought an engagement ring for my girlfriend. Gonna propose soon. Thank you. Kind of a difficult situation, though, because our whole relationship, my girlfriend's always said she wants the proposal to be a total surprise. You know, she wants it to come out of nowhere, right? So I broke up with her. Yeah, really throwing her off the scent. Here. I'm going to pop the question this weekend, I think, when she comes to pack up all her shit. What happened? I was getting a lot of pressure to propose from all sides, but mainly from my girlfriend's family. Like every time I'd see her extended family at like events and stuff, they'd all like pull me aside throughout the day and be like, Andrew, like, what's up? No ring yet? Like, what? Super annoying, right? And recently, me and my girlfriend went to our family's lake house for a weekend. And I knew the whole weekend they were going to be all over me about not proposing. And I obviously didn't want to deal with that, right? So what I did, I get to this lake house. And of course, first interaction I have, her aunt pulls me aside. She's like, Andrew, no ring. Like, what's going on? And so I pulled her in. I was like, hey, you got to keep your voice down. Because I actually have the ring with me right here. And my plan was to propose in front of all of you this weekend. Right? She got super excited. She's like, oh my God, okay, that's incredible. I'll tell everyone not to say anything. I was like, that'd be great, thanks. And the whole weekend, no one said a word. It was awesome. And then Sunday came around and we just packed up and left. What I wanted to get married when I was older. I was shooting for like mid-30s, you know? Because I have no money right now, right? And as time goes on, as women get older, their wedding fantasies really die down, which is great. You know, young girls, they want to get married in a castle, right? Then women in their 20s, who I'm hanging around with, they still want like a big vineyard wedding. Dude, women hit 35, they're like, let's just do this in my garage. I think I just have a weird view of marriage, you know? Because I come from an Irish household, right? Which means my parents are still together, but you know, they're not like hanging out. Neither are any of my friends' parents. You walk in any of those houses right now, you're just going to see husband and wife watching TV in separate rooms, but like on the same channel. Oh, marriage is bad even though they're compatible. It's tough to know. That can happen. The person who wanted us to get married the most, I'll tell you, is my girlfriend's sister. Yeah, super religious, this girl. Like, her whole family's Catholic. This girl's, like, fundamentalist Catholic. Like, she was pissed when she found out me and my girlfriend had premarital sex. She confronted me about it. She was like, Andrew, come on, you got to take the lead here, man. Like, it's actually kind of disgusting you'd consider having sex outside of marriage. I was like, yeah, you know, you're not going to like hearing this, but, you know, I only have sex outside of marriage. You know, and I'm not dissing Catholics. I actually went to Catholic high school. Yeah, 4 years. And it's kind of a weird experience, Catholic school. You know, like you take religion class every single day for 4 years. I did the math. I have over 500 hours of religion class. And people from normal high schools will complain about not learning skills in school that will like translate to and help them in the real world. Dude, Catholic school's that times like 50. I can use none of that. My boss is like, you know Excel, right? I'm like, no, but do you know Jonah survived 3 days in the belly of a whale? He's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, that's fine, because it's not true. It's just a tale. Yeah, we learned a lot of tales in Catholic school. You know you're not getting the most practical education when you're learning tales. We got the tales, and I'll never forget those. And the 10 Commandments are burned into my head. We did them every day. You guys familiar with the 10? Yeah, the classics, right? No murder, no stealing, no adultery, right? Honestly, pretty good advice. As you get further down the list of commandments, they do get a little weaker. Some pretty funny commandments, honestly. It's like 3 commandments on just your neighbor. It's like, don't bear false witness against your neighbor, don't covet your neighbor's possessions, and then don't covet your neighbor's wife. Whoever wrote the 10 Commandments definitely had a neighbor who was up his ass. All his friends just write him like, all right, no murder, no stealing, this is classic. One guy's like, can we tell Steve to stop staring at my wife, please? I also started reading again recently. All right, what about reading? Any big readers in the crowd tonight? My God. It's gotta be the worst question to ask a crowd of all time. Damn. Any introverts in here? Stand up and yell. Thanks to that one girl who clapped. That probably took a lot out of you. Probably so drunk. Introvert hangover. She's like, oh my God, did I clap last night, dude? And I'm not bragging to you guys either. My reading's going nowhere. was thinking about reading, I tried doing that thing where you read every night before you go to bed, which is normal. I'm just asleep immediately. Oh, books are like NyQuil to me. I get nowhere. Like, I've been reading every night before bed for a month. I'm still on the pages that are numbered in like Roman numerals. I'm not even on one. I'm still like learning about the author's family. It's been a month. My girlfriend's like, yeah, how's that book so far? I'm like, it's pretty good. He's actually from Boston. So, yeah, that's where we are. And honestly, like, it doesn't bother me that much that I'm not that book smart, you know? Like, I'm 30 years old now. My dream of being a revolutionary thinker is long gone. Like an Einstein or Michelangelo. Yeah, that died long ago. I know I'll never be Michelangelo, because I was looking into that guy recently. A lot of famous works of art, obviously, but he's got a bunch of famous quotes. You know, and one of his famous quotes just blew my mind. It was wild. And it's a famous quote, and the entire quote is, "I'm still learning." That's the whole quote. And it's famous, I guess, because it shows how humble he was. But look, how smart do you have to be where you just say, "I'm still learning," and the whole world's like, "What? No way!" Like, still? Like, how do you get to that level? Like, imagine if I was in an interview, and at some point during the interview, I was like, well, also don't forget, guys, I'm still learning. Then I'll be like, yeah, I sure fucking hope you are. Else you're going to die an idiot. So, guys, one more thing I'm doing for self-improvement. It's much more difficult than the caffeine and the reading, but it's totally true. I haven't masturbated for over a year. Yep. So apologies if I murder one of you on the way out. Look, I think it's a good life decision. Side effects are very uncomfortable. One thing that happens, you do get pretty aggressive, a little uptight when you do this, but two, if you have sex during this period of time, you finish in like 10 seconds every single time. And my girlfriend is really getting tired of that. Because it is 10 seconds every time. You know? And she's the type of girl, she kind of wants to like get into sex, and she's pretty adventurous. Like, my girlfriend wants to talk dirty like every time we have sex. And that is really hard to do in 10 seconds. We'll get started. She'll be like, all right, like, tell me what you're going to do. I'm like, all right, you better believe I'm going to come right now. I'm coming. And look, I don't know why I'm making sex harder on myself. It's not exactly an area of life all us guys are crushing to begin with. I think sex can be difficult anyways because communication can be difficult. Right? And the reason for that is men and women during sex will say the exact same words sometimes, yet mean two entirely different things. And the phrase I'm talking about is "I'm close." When guys say "I'm close" during sex, we are so fucking close, we may have already finished. Yeah, "I'm close" is not a warning. That's an announcement of arrival. That's like if the pilot came over the intercom like, we're starting our descent right as the plane hit the ground. Women, on the other hand, "I'm close" could mean anything in the world. 5 seconds, 20 minutes, no idea. Women saying "I'm close" during sex is kind of like when a cable company tells you when they're going to get to your house. Wait, we just hope it happens eventually. Which every guy in here knows is no guarantee. There's no more pressure-inducing words a guy can hear during sex than "I'm close." We don't hear, "Yay, I'm close." We hear, "You have one shot at this, buddy. Don't fuck this up." Then we get nervous and fuck it up. Lose our rhythm. You know? The mistake we make as guys is in the moment we go too fast. Yeah, we get excited and ruin it. For some reason, we hear the words "I'm close," and our brain's like, all right, turbo mode it is. Let's go. And you poor girls have to start giving us instructions. That's how you know it's over. The instruction portion's the worst. Sounds like you're helping us back into a parking space. Like, right, slower, stop. Okay, just get out.